Sleep until the sun rises the next day. After the two woke up and had a light meal, they started working. James drove the square platform, actively searching for clouds. After finding one, Lily took charge of fishing. The efficiency increased significantly. In just one morning, they had used up all the fishing attempts. At this moment, James was driving the platform. He spotted another square platform. On it was a small 4x4 house. This was something Lily had always dreamed of. Just waiting to gather enough blocks to build a small house to live in. A man and a woman on the other platform happened to see James driving his platform. After they glanced at each other, both revealed unfriendly smiles. Then the male player greeted, "Hey bro and sis." James didn't want to respond. He was about to drive away. But the other side shouted, "Hey, don't go. We have blueprints and want to trade for some food." Hearing there were blueprints, James immediately stopped. Then drove his platform closer. Their platforms were about 1 meter apart. The man and woman on the other platform were staring greedily at his steering block, making James uncomfortable. "If you're not here to trade, I'm leaving." "Don't go. We have a campfire blueprint. Just want to trade for some bread." The man opened his palm. 2 old blueprints appeared, one for flint, one for a burning campfire. James's eyes lit up. With fire, wolf meat could be cooked. Lily quietly moved closer and whispered, "Their eyes look wrong. It looks like they're hiding something behind their backs." James pretended to look at the blueprint, but he had already noticed their trick. They had moved their hands behind their backs, clearly hiding a stone axe. James pretended not to notice and asked, "Are you sure you want to trade blueprints for food? Your steering block looks nice. Can we trade for that too?" So they were after the rare steering block. Even if offered mountains of gold, James would never trade it. "You look pretty ugly, but your thinking is beautiful." "Not trading? Then we'll take it by force." The man dropped the act. He pulled a stone axe from his waist and swung it at James. James was ready. A flash of red sword light appeared. The man's HP dropped by half instantly. "Didn't expect such high attack. I was wrong. Forget the block. Just give me some bread." He wasn't apologizing, he was scared. If you dare attack, don't expect mercy. Since he initiated the fight, he must not be spared. James swung once more and killed him instantly. The girl screamed and tried to run, but Lily blocked her. Soon after, the female player was also easily taken down by the two. "I thought you'd tell me not to kill the girl. Am I that stupid? If we let her go, she'd come back for revenge later." Lily now understood that in this Sky Island world, strangers who approach you may have malicious intentions. As they learned from the incident with Peter's brothers earlier, after defeating the two players, their platform became bigger. Even with a small house that could shelter them, they went inside the house. They found nothing except 2 grass mats for sleeping. There was nothing else, but it was fine. They would eventually have everything. James took out the flint blueprint to examine. He discovered it required coal, lead, and quartz besides stone. He had none of those materials, but the campfire was simple. Just 5 stones and 10 wood. James built the campfire and placed it outside the house. Then he took out 2 pieces of green wolf meat, placed them on the fire to grill. Soon the aroma spread everywhere. Lily stood nearby, drooling from the smell. The two then enjoyed the grilled meat. After finishing the meat, James added the attribute points gained from killing the 2 players. He put them all into attack until the system said no more could be added. He felt his strength increase, but his body felt slightly unbalanced. "Why do I feel both strong and weak at the same time? Why did you put everything into strength? A few punches might kill you yourself now. So you could easily kill yourself. High attack but paper-thin defense." Lily giggled after saying that. Her words reminded James. He quickly put the remaining points into defense. He felt much better now. "You're laughing quite happily, huh? Haha, you're a small fish, weak but tough. Looks like you're asking for trouble. After playing around for a bit, night fell. The two prepared to sleep. At this moment, James noticed something in the chat channel. Something suspicious. Guys, have you killed anyone yet? What do you mean? Did you kill someone? For everyone's safety, I'll say it now. Killing a player gives 5 attribute points. So for your safety, it's best to assign someone to keep watch at night. The person above made sense. I've killed 10 players. Got 50 free attribute points. But can you tell me your name? Nothing special. I just want to be friends. Seeing everyone's conversation, all talking about 5 attribute points. James sighed. Just like the guy said. They probably had to set up night watch. It seemed everyone already knew. That killing gave attribute points. Starting tonight, we take turns keeping watch. To prevent sneak attacks. I think so too. How about I watch the first half of the night? And you watch the second half? Good, let's do that. For our safety, things might get exhausting. I'm not afraid of hardship. Lily said seriously. She had decided to survive together with James. Although she was very weak right now, Lily swore to improve. To avoid dragging James down. 5 Uhr morgens. Lily rubbed her eyes and woke James up. Her voice was filled with sleepiness. Shark boy, it's your turn to keep watch, I'm sleepy to death. When James woke up, he noticed her dark circles were so heavy they could almost hang down. Clearly she had struggled through half the night. He saw the girl collapse onto the grass mat. Instantly turning into a tiny snoring radar, James looked at her, a bit confused. You woke me up this late. Was she planning to sleep only 2 hours? Then James went to the block platform. Getting ready to start today's fishing. But the whole morning passed. And he didn't encounter a single cloud. Looking into the small hut, Lily's snores echoed in waves. The roof was almost blown off by her snoring. Seeing that it was already noon, the girl finally stumbled out of the room half asleep. She looked at the blazing sun above and felt a bit embarrassed. Oh my god, I slept that long? James, did you catch any clouds? Not a damn thing. Your snoring made the clouds stay far away. The two were about to argue. The sun above them was suddenly completely covered. Both of them looked up. Oh my god, there's a huge stone platform up there. It looks like a giant floating castle. Could this be a sky island? Why is it so huge? We have to go up and see. James didn't say a word. He controlled the square block to fly up. A few minutes later they reached the edge of the sky island. We've reached the Cloud Sea. James, the Cloud Sea is the boundary of the sky island. A bit further and we'll reach the sky island. They arrived at the Cloud Sea area. James suddenly took out the fishing rod and cast it into the Cloud Sea. Lily couldn't help but laugh. James, what can you possibly fish from the Cloud Sea? You must be too sleepy. But in the next second, the system notification slapped them in the face instantly. Fishing successful. Obtained 500 milliliters of water. Turns out you can fish from the Cloud Sea. Then the two of them each fished 10 times. They obtained 5 block cubes. 5 servings of food, 5 portions of water and a wooden fence blueprint. Lily held the blueprint and waved happily. Now we can install fences around the platform. No need to fear intruders anymore. James noticed her wrist was very thin. She could wear a children's watch. He quietly kept that in mind. He needed to get more meat to nourish her. Soon, their block finally arrived at the entrance of the Sky Island. Arrived at Sky Island, scan completed. Allowed stay time, 10 hours. Please return to the platform within 10 hours. Wow, we can stay on the Sky Island for 10 hours. Let's go up and take a look. Remember to bring the crimson arrow. James used his copy talent today. He copied 1 crimson arrow. Now their combat strength surpassed most players. Soon the two had been exploring the dense forest for half an hour. They unexpectedly found a small, clean lake. After confirming the lake was safe, Lily realized the lake water was drinkable. She excitedly suggested selling the water, but James disagreed. The trading market was already extremely competitive. Selling water now won't earn much. Lily didn't believe it and opened the trading market to check. The entire screen was filled with ads for bottled water. Buy 1, get 1 free. Trade lake water for wood. It instantly made her feel devastated. If she had known, she would have stored more water yesterday. What a loss. We have healing arrows and medical gloves. Isn't that better than selling water? But at this stage we still can't duplicate the healing arrows to sell. Otherwise we would be increasing the enemy's combat power. James bought several empty bottles at a high price on the market. He traded them after filling them with 5,000 milliliters of water. The two of them decided to wash up at the lake. James didn't say a word and took off his shirt. Then he jumped straight into the lake. Lily shouted, "You pervert." But she secretly peeked through her fingers. It was a Western boy. Surprisingly, he was pretty muscular. Of course, he was the sports class monitor. 10 minutes later, James had washed all the dirt off himself. And washed his clothes as well. Then he put on his wet clothes. Luckily, it was sunny. Wearing them for a while made them dry quickly. It's your turn to bathe, then I'll go explore the area. And see if there are any resources. James walked around the lake. He found no usable resources. Then he took out his axe and started chopping trees. After all, wood was always in short supply. Not far from the lake. Lily did the same as James. She washed herself and her dirty clothes. But she had already been bathing for half an hour. Hurry up, it's already been an hour. There are 9 hours left, I know, just wait a bit. Lily was bathing. Suddenly she was drawn to a golden light in the lake. What is that? A treasure chest rose from under the water. A talent treasure chest. Low chance of obtaining a talent. Extremely low chance of obtaining an A rank or higher talent. Lily's luck was basically hacking level. No wonder she was known as the lucky charm of the team. My world survival mode is a floating island mode. You start trapped on a cube floating 10,000 meters high. Falling means instant death. Do you guys get it? Lily was just bathing and somehow got a talent chest. It left James completely stunned. This girl is definitely hacking. Under James's urging, Lily firmly opened the chest. A golden flash burst out. The system notification sound almost burst their eardrums. Congratulations! You have obtained an S-rank talent, Insight Sense. The passive ability makes your speed equal to your maximum HP. The active ability greatly enhances your battle awareness. You can predict enemy movements. Mind sensing drains stamina. And allows you to anticipate others' thoughts. James was shocked. This ability, isn't this basically observation HAKI from One Piece? And even stronger. First, the active ability is insanely strong. It can sense danger in advance. From now on, she won't need to fear getting stabbed in the back. The passive ability is even more overpowered. The higher the HP, the faster the speed. You have to understand, James's speed right now is only a few points. Lily's HP is 70. If she keeps increasing her HP, later, she will become a master who is both tanky and agile. Most importantly, mind sensing. Won't people who speak ill of her behind her back eventually get overheard? Amazing, Lily. She will no longer be a useless little girl. James thought silently. As a result, Lily spent some stamina. And learned James's thoughts. She suddenly widened her eyes and looked at him. You're not allowed to call me a useless little girl anymore. I'm an S-rank master who can predict danger. James, watching Lily show off in front of him. He suddenly thought. Maybe I could also get an S-rank talent then. It seems to be thanks to her. Truly, this girl is a lucky star. Can I call you Sister Lily from now on? That's right. From now on, without my permission, you must not probe my mind randomly, understand? Got it, let's quickly explore the island. Along the way, James deeply realized Lily's talent power. For example, if a snake attacked from behind, Lily directly dodged it. Then struck the snake with one slash. Keep in mind, James hadn't reacted yet. This little girl's movement was like she had activated hacks. Then the two wandered in the forest for a while. Collected some wild fruits and killed a few small snakes. There were no other gains. This island looks quite large. Yet the resources are so few. This island exploration still has about 7 to 8 hours left. It's time to mine or chop wood. Then I'll mine stones, you chop trees. Mining mainly yields food resources. Also need to collect cube resources. That's how you can make your base bigger. Lily's eyes flashed with slight hesitation. She slightly didn't want to separate from James. Fine, I'll go mine stones with you. James still didn't plan to leave Lily alone somewhere else. What if danger occurs? Damn it. Before long, the two found a large rock exposed on the ground. James checked the trading market to see if a pickaxe was being sold, but unfortunately, pickaxes were insanely expensive because they could mine resources, and the resources could be crafted into stone blocks. Basically, after crafting with a workbench, people choose to keep it for themselves rather than sell. Even a low-level wooden pickaxe could sell for more than 15 cube resources. Those damn sellers. Selling a wooden pickaxe that expensive. James thought, maybe I'll duplicate a cake tomorrow. Lily, standing beside him, casually suggested. James glanced at Lily. You think duplication is that easy? You can only duplicate once per day, understand? And there's the water condenser, which is more important. Of course, there's also the talent you picked up. We have to try duplicating it to see. Then he used some water resources. And cube resources. And food resources. Only then could he reluctantly trade for 2 wooden pickaxes. The two of them held their pickaxes and started mining ore. More than 6 hours passed. Together they collected a total of 120 resources. Seeing it was getting dark, it was time for them to return. Lily, will you run fast or shall we go back together? That way we can save time. James gave her a suggestive look. At first, he thought Lily would spit and refuse. Unexpectedly, she nodded. That's right, my speed is unbeatable now. After saying that, she turned her back to James, signaling for him to get on. James broke into a sweat. But he had to admit, after Lily obtained this talent, he might no longer be her match. So the two of them ran like the wind through the forest. In just a few minutes, they were back at the base. Lily threw James onto the platform. Then proudly said, James, how is it? Am I good? Good, 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 my desk mate is the best. Lily seemed pleased with herself. Finally, she could help with something important. Previously, James had carried everything. Lily decided, after leaving the island, she would carry James everywhere. This happy rival pair just piloted the cube off the island. James suddenly had an idea. If we could go back to the island once more, wouldn't we be able to gather more? 10 hours for island exploration? Thinking this, he immediately turned the cube back. A notification appeared stating, logging into the island doesn't require a 24-hour cooldown. James's sneaky look made Lily laugh out loud beside him. Haha, got tricked. I knew you were a farmer type all along. Alright, first, let's upgrade the base. The two combined 12 stone blocks into one. The base area expanded by another layer. Standing up, it felt much more spacious. Looking back at the island where they had just been, it suddenly vanished from sight. Thus, the plan to revisit the island in 24 hours was gone. By now, it was very late. The two continued taking turns on night watch. Lily stayed up for the first half of the night. Quickly, it became morning. Lily was still sound asleep in the small house. Drool had soaked the floor. James squatted beside her, staring at her head in amazement. Her talent is that strong. Could I also gain a part of it? Then James gently placed his hand on Lily's forehead. The system started duplicating her talent. Suddenly, a golden light flashed. The system issued a notification. Duplication successful. Obtained an S-rank talent. Inside perception. James suddenly felt his body become lighter. As if he could even see tiny dust particles in the air. Driven by curiosity, he activated the mind-reading skill on Lily. He didn't know before, but once he saw it, he almost laughed to death. In her dream she was surrounded by piles of barbecue meat and she was even wearing a chef's outfit, holding a huge roasted chicken in her hands. Oh my, this girl doesn't forget to eat even in her dreams. Truly an elite level foodie. At that moment Lily had just woken up. Seeing James beside her, she was startled. James, what are you doing? Did you steal my talent? This is called copying, and besides, I didn't see anything. Like someone's barbecue feast in their dream. And you say you saw nothing? Watch me beat you. And so James received a round of punches and kicks. After joking around, the two made a promise. From now on, neither is allowed to secretly read the other's thoughts. They must give each other some personal space. At that moment, a cloud appeared in the distance. On the cloud were 3 blue monsters. Judging by their appearance, they were likely legendary golems. Perfect time to test his new prediction ability. The golems roared and charged forward. In James's eyes, everything moved like a slow-motion cartoon. He easily dodged the attack. His iron chain sword slashed into a golem. Lily took the chance to stab another in the butt. The 3 golems staggered like drunkards, stumbling and collapsing one after another. Then they turned into light and vanished, leaving behind a few dropped items. Obtained 30 golem meat. Golem claws. Golem tribe's hatred. The rewards were quite annoying. Golem meat smells awful. Looks like it can only be sold, and that hatred item is even more troublesome. Doesn't this mean countless golems will now come looking for trouble? These golems are ridiculous. We only killed 3 and already got their hatred. Whatever, let's put the meat and claws on sale. I agree, I'm not eating these disgusting things.